Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Leadership Heart Podcast with Sandra J. Horton, the Growth Catalyst. All right. Good day. Hello from Canada. It is Sandra Horton, and you are live with me on my Leadership Heart Podcast. Thank you for being here because it's a special day for us Canadians. Happy Canada Day. I'm just always in awe, inspiring myself, because to be a Canadian is about fairness, is about inclusion and democracy, and really making it open to all and being safe and having diversity in all voices. And this is where I'm so excited today that I get to honor an amazing woman who's coming in as my guest today. But, you know, I would always like to say that us Canadians always have a beautiful way of something saying A. So, you know what? If in your comments, when people are coming in, please do say A, because that is our Canadian way. So my guest truly is aligned to many of the values that not only myself, but many Canadians uphold. The openness and the amazing moments that this woman is creating and transforming lives. I would like to bring up my beautiful guest today, Moirar. Thank you, Leveille. Thank you for being here. Woo, raising our beautiful hands, raising ourselves up. There we are live. Thank you so much for coming on the Leadership Heart Podcast. How are you today? All the way from Nantucket, I believe. Is that correct? Did I say it right?
Yes, you got it, Sandra. It's a plum pleasing pleasure, like Mr. Les Brown, my mentor, would say, to be here in the Leadership Heart Podcast. Everything you say, you walk your talk. You're a heart-centered woman, and I love you. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, well, thank you. And I really have to, acknowledge all the beautiful work that you are doing and all the background that you have. Not only are you, and I actually have to look at this because you are so beautifully qualified for the work that you do, that you're a licensed mental health counselor, a strategic intervention life coach, a functional medicine and bioenergetic practitioner. And one of the most beautiful things is that Moirar gets to the heart or the root cause of illness in people. Whew, I get goosebumps because I'm a high-vibing, energetic person. And also you are an NLP practitioner, which I am working with xoxoxo. You're a clinical and certified clinical iridologist. And I want to get into that because the eyes are the gateway to our beautiful soul. And you're also the CEO and founder of Moirar Holistic Wellness, LLC. And this is crazy. You speak 5 languages. I'm like, how do you do that? And more than that, again, you come from this beautiful space and you are elevating people around the world. So let's get into this. Let's talk about how in my world, I talk about the 3 L's of conscious leadership. We got to learn, then we got to live it, and then we got to lead it. So my question is, because you're out there in social media, you're doing some great things. What would you say is maybe perhaps your single or top key greatest lessons in life and how and what you've learned from your life to live your life now in purpose and in passion? What are your key top takeaways or lessons?
First, thank you for your 3L because I know you're living it. Otherwise, you would not be right now leading with it, okay, around the world. I live your 3L because right now that's what a testimonial of everything that my life is about. Live, learn it, live it, and then lead. You're a true leader. First of all, it's just to understand your life, Sandra, does not belong to you. Your life belongs to the million of people that's out there that's waiting to be inspired by you. So everything you have been through, it is set up for your comeback. It is set up for the next version of yourself. Because through my journey for my own healing, I understand you must go through it to get to it. Okay.
That's so powerful. You must go through it to get to it. And it's in that process of learning and being, isn't it? Wow, that
Correct.
is so
And then
powerful.
all of the thing that you are doing right now, I'm pretty sure you had your own experience. But throughout my life, I really, really, really
Mm,
learn. And right now, and I'm living everything that I have learned. And not only I'm living it, but I'm teaching it as well. True, for
mm,
7 years, I was a sick person,
mm,
mind, body, and spirit. I didn't know what I was doing. I let myself down by putting my responsibility of my health in the hands of people that care but that didn't know more. And then
ah,
I was
okay.
taught that your medical doctor, your allopathic doctor is your God. I was like, don't ask question, do
Mm,
what they say for you to do. So I let myself down by just following blindly the principle of
right.
the world, what without question. And we have a tendency not to question
Mm.
things that not working for us because we were told, do this.
It's
Well,
so true, isn't it? Right? Moira, like we're told, and so we become this certain way of being where we have to have those moments of stopping to say, okay, is this serving me? And why am I listening to someone else and not listening internally to my own register, my own way? And I want to kind of dive into that. So, how did you awaken to that truth to say, hey, wait a second, stop. I got to shift. I got to do something different. Like, what was your aha moment? Like, what happened in there?
Sandra, your biggest purpose can be really hidden on sandpaper. My
Mm,
biggest purpose in life was hidden in sandpaper. All
mm,
this title, all this certification, all this thing you see you wrote right now, a five languages, a five-time best-selling author that's currently happening. Guess what?
yeah,
It's come from my day. I wake up from my doctor's office when I walk away and I said, my
yeah.
life journey, my health journey, going to be within my own hands. And
Wow.
when I was asking question, my medical doctor get very frustrated with me and said, Moira, you have two choices. You
Mm,
either take your medication for the rest of your life or you do surgery. And I said, none of the
mm,
latters. And he got very frustrated. And from that day, and then the way he answered, I was in tears. I was so devastated and I didn't
yeah.
have a plan. But at that moment, with a 2 year old, and I was broke and broken.
Wow.
Said no more. I had to do something about it because my family, my 2 year old daughter depended on
Yeah.
me. And then I
Yes.
couldn't let her down. And I said, I must choose to leave. And when you make a choice to leave and you accompany that with consistency, with courage and commitment, guess what happened?
There are those the three C's, Moira. Let's repeat that again. This is powerful for those who
Very
are
important.
listening.
Any
So think again.
decision you make, you keep consistency,
Yep.
courage, and commitment, everything will follow through. None of
Yes.
the one, none of the other work separately. They work together. Commitment, consistency, and most importantly, courage. You have to have those three.
I love the I let's start with courage because for many people who may be listening to the leadership heart and it's
Yeah.
about heart, courage for some can be really challenging because perhaps the limited I listen to many of your talks and you talk about the fear as being that limiting barrier in many people's lives and that procrastination they stop, they don't take action. So do you have any tips or strategies of how you were able, now you've made this choice, now you're going to tell yourself, your mind, that you're going to do things differently. How did you do it? Let's share some of your beautiful strategies because you've lived it and you are living it now.
You know, if you want the life of the 1%, you can't do what the 99% are doing,
True.
right?
That is such the truth. Stop
So
there. Truth.
you stop there and then you start saying, what are the 1% are doing?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
first of all, courage is not the absence of fear, it's doing it regardless of fear.
That's
So,
powerful.
whatever you're going through,
Yeah.
you make a decision and your decision makes you. So, once
Mm,
you make a decision to follow a path,
yeah.
you say, no matter whatever it takes, I'm going to be standing and I'm going to make it happen. And until you make it happen, you don't
Yeah.
stop. You don't stop when you're tired, Sandra. You
Mm,
stop when you're done. And that's the courage that you use to keep on going
yes.
no matter what. One of the strategy that I have used that
Yeah.
gives me courage, it's now understanding my purpose, the
Hmm.
bigger
Yeah.
goal that I have, the vision that I have. A lot of us have really sight, but we don't have vision.
Okay,
And we
let's stop
also,
there because that's a key thing. Let's reframe that. Let's dig into that one there, beautiful Moira. That's powerful. So let's
what's
unearth
happened,
those two things. Yes.
what happens, Sandra,
Mm,
we are limited by our trauma. We are
yes.
limited by our frustration. We are limited with the now, what's happening right now. And we just shrink. We
Mm,
forget we were made for something bigger than what we are doing just currently. This moment shall pass.
yeah.
And we own that moment, and then we say there are no more moment, and we're living in the moment right now, but we're living from the past, of the moment of the past, so we
Yeah.
don't use that vision for ourselves, and then we start acting out instead of focusing on our ability to
Mm.
increase and use our vision to become more.
So
You are
what I'm
more
hearing,
today
so
than
what
you
I'm
were.
hearing, Moira, is that don't shrink, but expand.
Correct.
Use your purpose, use your vision. And that kind of lands into your whole health philosophy. I love to dig in now, if you wouldn't mind, the whole iridology and looking at the eyes and what do the eyes say? Is that's your inner look into the essence of who you are. So how did you make that shift and have that commitment to yourself that you're going to learn more, not listen so much to the physicians or the doctors at that time? You're taking responsibility for yourself. So tell us a little bit more about how you went into that and how you became this amazing clinician in these different areas.
First of all, when I finished my license as a mental health counselor, I realized disease
Mm,
doesn't start only in the brain, it starts in the body.
yes.
So, and we have that GPS, which is given to us by God, the eyes, which is
Mm,
completely where you go through the eyes, you can see all your soul, and you heard it all the time, you know.
yes.
And I think God made us through our eyes, inside out, so we can see our inside through our eyes. So each person has their unique fibers, and then you
Mhm.
can go through the eyes and assess and
Yes.
look at these eases that in your body or things that you are prone to. So I
Mm,
became curious after I was seeing so many people that were sick mindly, but
yeah.
they didn't really understand how the body won't function, how the
Right.
lack of food, nutrient, supplement, taking
Right.
care of themselves were impacting. All the
Yes.
things they were doing were impacting their health journey. And then
Yeah.
they're focusing, I have depression, but are you eating well? Are you drinking your water? Are you
Mhm.
exercising? Are you keeping yourself active? And is it really your thought that are converting your chemistry, biochemistry, and making you sick? Because those signals sending to your body makes you sick. So
Yeah.
all of these I have done over the years, Sandra, may get me curious into how do I heal from my body and spirit. And that's how it started. And then I kept on adding to now doing my
Yeah.
PhD and doctorate in integrative
Woo!
medicine.
All right. Congrats. That's beautiful.
Thank
I
you.
just
Thank you.
love that because, that's where that commitment shows up. But you're
Yes.
on your purpose, divinely called to be able to help others, but you have the knowledge and the lived experience. I think that's really key for many, many beautiful people is that perhaps they may feel, well, that's not me. How can I do this? But I think what I'm hearing from you, and I would say in my own personal journey as well, of awakening, it was the moment, yes, my brain, I needed to change it, not be kept captive in my as a childhood sexual assault survivor. I needed to release and let go. Then I had to reprogram and repattern my beautiful subconscious mind to be the powerful person that I am today, which took time. And
Hmm.
then I made the commitment, like you said, in consistency. I was training my body to be healthier. Because you know what happened to me, Myra, along the way is I developed
Hmm.
life-threatening allergies. And
Yeah.
so, it's interesting, like you said, your body just shows up.
And
We are
always
divinely
knocking.
And it's such an uncomfortable. It's like, why am I developing? Whether it's cancer, whether it's life-threatening allergies, whether it's this discomfort, like you talk about the gut, like your gut gets upset, things aren't kind of flowing. Our bodies are telling us things. So, do you have any suggestions for individuals? Like, how do we get in touch with these inner body workings? Like, what is it that we can start to do if we're feeling maybe upset in our stomach, or we're starting to have reactions, we're allergic? What should we do? Any suggestions on that?
First, I will say, like John said, you are what you do. You are
Mhm.
not what you said you will do. So we
Mm,
start by focusing on listening to your body. We
right.
are so busy. Life is on the way. We
Mm,
acting. We are human being. We forget that sometime. So can you take some time to listen? Once I realized my body was not against me, Sandra, once
mm,
I realized that I'm not being attacked by my body when I'm sick, it just
yeah,
is telling me, hey, Moira, slow down. I need you to listen to me. I
yeah.
better my relationship then with my body. I start
Mm,
being having a relationship with my body. So I
mm,
focus in the heart, in the mind, in the body
yeah.
to just having that coherence and just create the harmony that my body needs to heal. So one of the things that I do very well is wake up in the morning and start by being grateful.
Oh, yes, thank you, because
Simple.
gratitude is so powerful. So everyone,
Anyone can do that, right? Anyone can be grateful
gratitude.
just by because you wake up. So I
Yeah,
think this is so important to
yeah.
understand your symptoms. Every
Mm,
diagnosis you were given, it's a collection of symptoms. Don't let yourself be defined by those symptoms. Go out there, listen to your body, find the right support. Don't go with just like what they say about you. Have a second opinion, have a third opinion, have a fifth
yeah.
opinion if you need to.
Get
But
opinions.
as you mentioned about your
Yeah,
allergy, I
yeah,
suggested a lot of people start thinking about what am I eating? What a connection that I'm meeting with nature? What
mhm,
causing me to have those reactions? Because every single signal your body gives you, you
yeah.
should be actually grateful because if it's shut down and then suddenly come with savage and say to you, "Oh, here I come," and a lot of
Look
people,
out, there it comes.
a lot of people, Sandra, I say to you, you have type
Oh,
2 diabetes. It's been 10 years in the making, and you
wow,
can reverse it. But you have to take time to listen and change your habit,
yeah,
change consistently, transforming your life by the renewing of your mind, by doing things differently than you did it yesterday. It's that
yeah.
simple. But I say simple, not easy, but it's simple. Okay. But if
Few
you
words there. Simple, but not necessarily fully easy. It's interesting,
correct.
Moira. I like to jump in on this because I actually did my thesis work with persons who were newly diagnosed with diabetes. And I looked at their journey of care here in Canada and British Columbia and what was their experience like when they had that new diagnosis. And it can be very debilitating for people. And many people are facing it around the globe. So, the work and what I'm hearing you say, which is so powerful, is that we need to change our habits. We need to start and begin today because as we know, if we always do what we've always done, guess what? We're always going to get what we've always got
The same result. Yeah.
and the same result.
Yeah.
So these are very powerful things. Now, is there anything else, let's get back into the whole mindset because for me, what I have found very powerful is having that winners or winning mindset. And as an NLP practitioner, I would assume that you know how to move people and be able to help them shift so that they can be in those glorious states. So if you're not feeling wonderful, maybe you have a new diagnosis or something's happening in your life. How are you able to, move people, shift people? Any suggestions for individuals here on how they can begin anew? What is great and new, or just to look at circumstances differently? Because this kind of adds into the second L of living.
I have a simple principle that I
Mm,
use, which is a simple rule of life.
yeah,
One, avoid negativity. Stop talking in your mind. There's someone in your mind talking. Who are you talking to? And that talking is not positive. No, 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 you're not good enough.
It's
Stop
like
doing
this little
it.
puppet. Hello.
Stop it. Stop that conversation, that negative shadow you have consistently that is damaging to you.
Yeah.
Make peace with your past. Your past is not in love with you. He broke up with you and he's done with you. He's never going to come back. So don't really
Yeah.
glorify your past and take care of your body and your mind. Make sure you have got that connection that tells you what are you thinking you are doing right now? Is it
Yeah.
serving you?
Yeah.
That's simple. Simple
Awesome.
again, not easy, but that's lead by example to your children by
Yeah.
doing the things you know that is hard, and then you will get result. If you do what easy right now, your life
Yeah.
will be hard. But if you do what is hard now, your life will be easy. Choose your path wisely.
I love that. Now, you were talking a little bit earlier, about supplements and about giving your body nutrients that will help you. I found it very supportive. I take lots of great vitamins. I'm actually taking a beautiful. It's called. And I'm not a person like who sells this or anything. I just find it quite interesting. It has redox and it helps with your chemicals within your body. Like it's a good sodium balance. What do you suggest people to take in their bodies now to help them kind of begin? So we're started afresh. We're beginning each day with gratitude. What vitamins or supports, if you're comfortable sharing, what would be your suggestions that will help us to get that our bodies moving a little bit better?
I ask everyone to consult with the medical doctor if they're
Yeah,
going to do anything. But
yeah.
first, deficiency is 1 in 3 deficient of magnesium.
Okay, magnesium. Got it. Write it
We are
down, San.
deficient.
I'm
And
writing that down because I'm not
it's
taking that.
actually for over 300 processes in your body needs
Okay.
magnesium.
Wow.
And we are all most deficient. There's different type of magnesium now. You
Yeah.
really have to consult with somebody to know which one you need. Is it something for the brain? Is it something because you are not, your body, you're just stressed out? There's a lot of different kind. You have to just be in contact with someone to take the right one. Also, vitamin D. Oh my God.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
take lots of
imagine
vitamin
how
D.
I
Okay.
comment that it is important beyond
Yeah.
important. And I will say the last I would recommend to people to try to find with your medical doctor
Yeah.
is your omega. We need more brain power than ever.
Okay.
Your children, your adolescent, as we're getting older. For
Yeah.
me, those are a no-brainer. You have to use them. And if you can add anything, good fat, remove every single saturated fat in your cooking.
Yeah.
Use more coconut oil, use
Oh,
more like olive oil, use avocado oil. It burn better, and coconut oil burn better than those saturated fat that we use. And start to remove yourself from a lot of dairy products that you use to start healing yourself. But those are for me. This,
okay.
if I would just say, if somebody doesn't have anything they want at all to just, they don't have big money to
Yeah.
invest to see someone, I will say start with the basic: drink waters, your supplement, those three basic for your brain,
Yeah.
for your body, and your vitamin D. None of us really have enough vitamin D because your body has to be exposed at least
Great.
75 to 85% to get the good dose of vitamin C. And if you live in Canada, there's no way you will have enough.
No, that's why I take
From
it.
April from April,
Yeah.
then you don't have anything. You can accumulate September going on till April. You cannot get enough vitamin D in your body. So you really have to be mindful of those. And those are not medical suggestion. It's just what I use. I make sure those are in my regular regimen.
I love that. Thank you so much, Moira. And the wonderful thing I just love from my heart to your heart is that not only are you helping people with their heads and how they kind of correct and move their lives forward to think more clearly, more purposely, but you're helping holistically because we are a whole body. with the connection between the heart to the mind to that higher calling and consciousness. And what I have found through my own personal journey, and I want to kind of dive into your journey in the last little bit here, is that connection piece. So we're starting to move. We've made that commitment. We're starting to have gratitude. Our life is starting to begin anew. How have you been able to connect to that higher source and whatever that is for you, infinite intelligence, God, source? This, I think, is a key piece holistically for individuals as we transcend. We've Maslow's talks about the lower hierarchy of needs. Our food is taken care of, hopefully. We've have that sense of belonging, our self-esteem. We know we can do it. Now we're moving, we're starting to lead our lives, others purposefully. Now what? Can you give us some of your own personal experience, your journey of how have you been able to connect and move yourself and others forward? That would be wonderful.
The best thing I have actually recently in this summit about consciousness.
Thank you.
I think we have a tendency to forget that we are just this body here having an experience on earth, but we are
Mhm.
way bigger than what we are seeing. And we don't think about beyond who we are right now. And for me, the moment things shift, I happen to believe in God and I do pray, and I know there is a higher power I can lean on when everything you can think of goes wrong. So
Mhm.
for me, it's that connection piece to know my body is the holy temple of the Holy Spirit. My body doesn't belong to me. It's where the spirit lives. And if there's a spirit that is bigger than I can see, that I can connect with and leave that body taken care of, I can really surrender. That
That's
there's
a key.
everything will happen for me instead happen to me. Life happens for you, not to you. So
Mm.
open your heart, open that heart-centered individual that you are to the possibilities of life. What you see is not all everything.
Mm.
Focus on your bigger vision for your life, not
Yes.
just what you can see, but the bigger vision. My eye versus my sight. That my sight will connect you with the bigger power, your bigger
Mm.
self, and then you surrender to the possibilities of everything that coming for you in life because it's already there, waiting for you to reach out and make it happen.
I'm getting goosebumps because I know that's the truth. I'm like, my body is just, I love that because you're speaking the truth. And when we are truly, and this comes to that presence, there's difference between being present and having presence. So, yes, as we're evolving, we need to be present, which means we're here, we're deep breathing. One of the things that I've found, and Moira, I'd be interested in yourself as well, in order to get present and then invite in presence, is the art of meditation. We start with gratitude, but then we quiet, we come in, we bring in our beautiful energies, we're allowing ourselves into our own beingness to bring in that presence, whatever that is for you. And that's surrendering. That's a very powerful statement that you just shared in your own life journey. And I would say for my life, that was one of the key lessons. I was humbled to the very essence of who I was. I have this faith and belief and why I do what I do, to do no harm, to help others rise in their own consciousness. But it's within me. And I had to humble myself and say, to my Lord, is this what I'm divinely called to do? And I had to await and allow that signal to be heard. How have you, or what do you do to help the people that you coach have those moments of building faith and trust and allowing that to come to be? Because for me, that was such a beautiful space.
I think, Sandra, one of the most
Mm.
important thing as well that I have people do is watching the thought because what
Mhm.
your thought it becomes your word. What's your
Right.
word it becomes your actions. What's your action? What they become your habits, and your
Yes.
habits will become your character, and your character will become your destiny. So you
Mm.
have to be in alignment with what you want in your life. Be
Right.
in alignment with what you want in your life, because if you are not, something will take you somewhere you are not satisfied. So I think it's so important for you to know you have a purpose on earth,
Yeah.
and your assignment is deeply wove into your DNA.
Mm.
So it's your responsibility to compute the code and just sort it out. So once you know you are made for something bigger than what you are seeing right now, you are just very humble, like you just mentioned, Sandra.
Mhm.
The way you speak, you inspire me
Mm.
hope. You tell me, Moira, your experience, whatever you have been through, you can
Mhm.
change because you learn from it, from whatever you call failure. Now you are living it, but don't keep it for yourself. Teach it.
I love it. And then you lead it. That's why the three
That's
L's
how
was
you lead it.
divinely
Right.
brought down for
Because
me.
when
And I
you
was,
teach it, you have to become the leader in your life to teach something,
yes,
and
yes.
that's what you stand for. And I love what you said. And then I love the leadership heart podcast. This is not a
Thank
very
you.
simple title. It's heart centered. And
It
you,
is.
the way you speak to some people, the way you approach them, the way you
Mhm.
see the bigger self on them, reflected on the heart centered person that you are. So I love you. I love for what all you stand for, and you're inspiring the world, and you're
Thank you.
empowering everybody to take the wound and transform it into way to increase people's ability to become the best.
Oh, thank you so much, Moira. This has been, I can't believe it's half an hour already. So as we wrap up, everyone, I would love for Moira to share, how can we get a hold of you? I know that you are doing some great work and some wonderful things that are coming up. I made a few notes. There's a Power Up speaker series coming up in July. Can you tell us where we can find you and how everyone can get a hold of you?
Thank you so much for inviting me at the Leadership Heart podcast. I am actually on social media, Facebook, uh, also on the Moira Leveille as well. If you go as well on moira360.com, you can find me. One of the important thing as well that I'm always inspiring people. I travel all over the world, speaking and emceeing and event. I was recently at the Pub conference
Woo,
with David
that's
Fagan.
amazing.
I know it was amazing. I was the MC in the
Oh,
event. I'm heading to Mississippi for Power Up. At the end of the month of July, go to powerup.com, powerupsummit.com with Kern Sherry. And I'm also the host of the Mindful Yes show at JD3
ah,
TV.
yes.
JD3 TV, it's where you're really getting inspired. There's a lot going on. This TV show, it's mindful yes. How do you say yes to your calling? How do you answer, but focusing on health, relationship with family and friend, love and
Mhm.
connection, spirituality and health, wealth and finances, the five most
Woo.
important areas of your life. So I'm an humble servant here to people that want to make sure their health become the priority, whether it's mind, I'm a licensed mental health clinician, or their body, functional medicine, doctor in integrative medicine, soon to be, and the spirit, bioenergy. I do a lot of healing through healing process with people. You do the healing, I do the process with you as a life coach to help you become your best.
Whew. Well, I'm just so grateful, so honored that you have graced this beautiful stage, the Leadership Heart podcast. Thank you. Thank you from my heart to your heart. And to those who are going to listen to this, please do reach out. Sandra J. Horton on YouTube and on podcast, the Leadership Heart podcast. It will be out in that source and all the major Apple and Spotify. And stay tuned because next week we have the amazing, my mentor, who's going to be coming up. And perhaps she doesn't know that she's my mentor, but she is my mentor. Barbie Linton is coming up. She is a spiritual, amazing woman who is elevating the globe, and she was just in New York. So amazing people coming on stage, followed by Rex Sykes, who is also another one of my mentors. So this is a powerful place to be. I thank you. We're elevating everyone up. So take action today. Look at your beautiful self. Connect your heart to your mind, to your higher calling and consciousness, because anyone and all of us have a choice to make today. Let's choose you. Let's choose wisely and live our lives fully, completely, and abundantly, because it is truly possible. All of us here are doing that, and you can too. So I'm going to send out a beautiful gift to you all now. Thank you so much. I just really appreciate this time, Moira.